for the Nets to just rip off the Band-Aid and say, you know what? We traded away the guy's best friend, and he's the reason why KD came to Brooklyn.
Most telling quote to me last night when I asked Kyrie about the whole KD situation, he wanted to speak about the Mavs first. 8 minutes in, I'm like, yo, we got to ask about KD. The most telling quote was he said, I'm praying for his happiness, praying for his well-being. I'm just glad he got out of there. I think the entire room was like, oh.
And what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of I Got Next podcast. Of course, we got the full deck here again. Jerry D, Tomer, Juju. How's everyone doing today, man?
Baby, we're free. We're free.
Yeah, you're free to take your way to the bottom.
Yeah.
There we go.
Free. We are free.
You know what? Let's just hop straight into this. That's literally topic number one, man. How do you guys feel about what the Nets did? They obviously traded Kyrie last week. Then after that, they ship out KD at midnight when everybody's asleep. And literally that stopped me from going to bed because I was just glued to
Let me tell y'all a story while we have some time. This broke last night as the Clippers lost to the Dallas Mavericks. Kyrie Irving was working out post-game. We were waiting for him. It took forever. Markieff Morris is in front of me, talking with Ramona Shelburne. When I get the notification on my phone, I'm like, guys, I'm sorry, I hate to interrupt. And I show Markieff the trade, and he goes, no way, I got out of there just in time. And everyone starts picking up their phones. Yeah, everyone starts picking up their phones. The media room is now crowded because everyone wants to talk to Kyrie. The second Kyrie takes his seat, someone goes, yo, you heard about the KD trade? He's like, can we talk about our team? We got to win. I'll address that later. Big news. Sorry for your mess, buddy.
Hey, no. Kudos to you. Like, Tomer, you were up like damn near all night covering this, like for the entire deadline plus the Clippers game. Actually, one of my biggest flexes to my friends out in LA now because they all follow you.
No way. Thank you. Appreciate that.
A lot of my friends are Clippers fans. They're like, you do a pod with Tomer Zarli? I'm like, yeah.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey, Tomer is our version of Shams and Woj, okay? My man.
But hotter. He's a hotter Shams. But no, man. Listen. You guys genuinely have no idea how stressful it is to have those two specific superstars on your team. You need to talk to, oh God, like a Boston fan during Kyrie's Celtics run. Kyrie and KD are two of the most unique superstars on the planet in terms of the fandoms that they have following in their wake, right? Listen, they are singularly talented, particularly KD. He is an all-time great, like borderline top 10, if not top 10, right? That I will say that right now. But there has never been an easier example of the dichotomy between talent and off the court garbage than these two players during their NBA careers. And listen, I will make comparisons to the KG Paul Pierce, Joe Johnson Nets trade. We lived through that, and we have a better return now than we did back then, and we ended up with similar results now than we did back then. Don't let the door hit yourself on the way out, boys. Genuinely. I am so relieved to be free of those two. Genuinely. I'm so happy. I am so listen, enjoy your 2 years on the Suns fans. Enjoy your 2 years near the top of the mountain. I will have another one chip challenge. I guarantee you, KD is not going to win a championship with the Suns. And he will be gone after this next 4-year deal.
Okay.
That's fair.
Tomer,
Betting
please.
Betting money.
I'm gonna bring it back down to look. Obviously the Suns made a big move in keeping Devin Booker, keeping Chris Paul, and getting Kevin Durant. That's massive for them, and keeping DeAndre Ayton. I feel like that might be a guy who might be on the way out. Trade deadline is passed. He's still on the roster. Look, they got 4 legit all-star caliber players and top 5 player on their team. in top 15 with Devin Booker. So they're a really good team right now. Um, the Mavs, I think, Kyrie looked really good last night with the Mavs without Luka.
I
I
will
think it'll
say
be
this: the Mavs solved their problem, which was when Luka's not playing, the offense just takes a dive off of a cliff, right?
right. I think,
So
but their biggest issue though, so they gave up all their defenders. I think they got more athletic. They're playing some of the younger guys. I think it was a good move for them because they were going to struggle to find a secondary star to put alongside Luka. I think we talked about it multiple times here. This was not a path for the Mavs to succeed what they were on. So I think
no.
it's a good risk for them to go get a secondary star. Granted, Kyrie is probably the most controversial star right now. Off the court as well. So but there's no denying his off the court on the court talent. So I think it was a good risk for them from that
No,
perspective.
it's a great buy now move, but knowing Kyrie and KD, those championship windows that the Suns and Mavs just mortgaged their entire futures, not their entire futures in the case of the Mavs for. Um, that window lasts the length of both of their contracts. And for Kyrie, that window officially is about 3-4 months, and it's going to be up in the air from there. We
Well,
don't
I
know.
think that's what Mark Cuban and management kind of just accepted at this point, right? They have to see if Luka could play with another ball dominant perimeter player. It's not
Right.
just about signing Kyrie, somebody to prevent burnout. It's also about Luka. Can he play with a super talented megastar just as good as him at his position? Or well, in the backcourt rather. So like it's a rental, yes, with the best type of thing to end it, like the best damn, I can't talk. The best way to end that series for Dallas would definitely be for Kyrie to sign like a 2-year deal, right? That's like the best case scenario. Worst case scenario, he walks out the door. Then you try again in free agency. I personally
Yeah.
like both deals. For the Nets to just rip off the band-aid and say, you know what? We traded away the guy's best friend, and Kyrie was the reason why KD came to Brooklyn, which I think everybody kind of forgets. And as much as Joe Tsai and Sean Marks did kind of bow down to KD and gave him what he wanted to some degree, I mean, hey, they kind of had to here because I think we all could agree
Right.
that KD was going to get the hell out of here. If it wasn't yesterday, it would have been in the offseason. So,
Well,
He
and
felt
that
like it was on the
like
way
that
for sure. I think I just want to say
yeah.
the most telling quote to me last night when I asked Kyrie about the whole KD situation. He wanted to speak about the Mavs first. 8 minutes in, I'm like, yo, we got to ask about KD. The most telling quote was he ended. He said, I'm praying for his happiness, praying for his well being. I'm just glad he got out of there.
mhm.
Was just, I think the entire room was like, oh, okay. And then he added that, if him being traded was the first domino, he added that this had kind of been brewing since year one with behind the scenes stuff, whether it was the off the court issues, whether it was a vaccine mandate. He said this has been brewing since year one.
Oh my
Um,
god.
and yeah, so
The my
it definitely was some interesting quotes from Kyrie last night.
again, I am sad that the experiment didn't work. I would have loved for us to walk away with a ring. But when you have two superstars that come in to a team whose entire selling point for superstars was that they developed talent and developed chemistry well. That's what we were advertised as in 2019. Like we gave them everything that they wanted. And for one of them 4 years later to say, I'm glad he got out of there. Common denominator here. Do you really want to take the risk on someone that is going to tank you off the court like that? Genuinely.
Well, like I understand the frustration here for Josiah and Sean Marks, right? To have to deal with the dramatic drama queen personalities of Kyrie and KD. I get it. But honestly, it's on both parties here. Like I think everybody puts the spotlight on Kyrie because it's all the vaccine drama and everything else that Tomer mentioned, and rightfully so. That stuff is annoying, as he even addressed in his press conference. Everybody pays attention to me for the wrong reasons. They don't talk about my work ethic. I get it. But the fact that extensions didn't work and that they couldn't take place, or that Kyrie got so pissed off that after trying to manage his contract situation, he demands a trade instead because of stipulations that were put in. And Josiah kind of has a track record of trying to like do that to him. And I get it. Again, Kyrie's a very
Yeah,
controversial
because
person.
that's after 2 years of the
After 2 years of
of
BS. After
no
2 years of
after two
BS. I
exactly.
understand.
So
I understand.
like, listen, if I'm glad for the Mavs and the Suns that neither of them came in and said, I feel like we don't need a coach. Like, I'm
It's a
glad that they're not coming in with that energy to two separate teams now. But
it's a two-way street though. I really feel like management has just as much to do with this than Kyrie. I think it's kind of
That
like 60.
I disagree on that. I disagree. I
That's okay.
while management does have a part to play in it for sure. Like they
it
didn't. I
is,
don't think they
yes,
operated
thank you.
in the best. You know, like they didn't operate to the best of their ability. I don't think. But Kyrie made it
That's
really
true.
hard to work with him.
Yes.
Made it really hard to
In
work
my
with him.
For sure.
mind, in my mind, the only real mistake that management made was not taking a hardline stance with Kyrie from the very effing beginning. From the very,
That's
they allowed too much. So like, but that's the only mistake that they made. That's the only
I
mistake that
think
they really made.
allowing too much for sure, but hiring Steve Nash when we all knew from the get that wasn't the right hire is one move. And then deciding whenever you do negotiate these contract extensions, I don't know what type. Obviously, with everything that happened with Kyrie, again, 100% understand. But to add so much stipulations for a guy of that caliber of talent, come on, man. Like it has to be a different tone. I definitely get Kyrie is a problem child. I am not defending any of the things he did off the court. But how you're handling his situation needs to be handled better by putting in a better coach to start. That's round one. That is the very
I
first
mean,
thing they should have did differently. And
I
obviously how
mean,
they handled
they
the
did
situation.
they did the closest thing that they could to the Nets saying that they don't need a coach. Let's just have Steve Nash do it and be like a player's relationship guy.
That's why you get
Let's
somebody to nip that in the bud. You don't hire a
but again,
first year head
so so
coach.
no, so you agree with me. They should have taken a harder line stance and said like, "No, you do need a coach. We're going to get you a guy."
Well, I think part of it was also that KD worked with Steve Nash on the Golden State Warriors. He was I think he was like a not like a
Consultant.
personal trainer kind of thing, but he worked with him personally on a lot of
Well,
his
then
workouts.
that
So
even goes further to my point then. Is like they acquiesce and allowed too much. Like the Kyrie didn't go to the bubble with the Nets, and that was Jacques Vaughn's first time coaching, and he did a great job in the bubble for what he had. He was starting like a middle-aged Jamal Crawford in the bubble.
I think
Come on.
we could all agree to disagree that there is a lot of BS that they shouldn't have allowed even step foot into that
Right.
franchise.
All
I
all
am willing
all
to
all, all being said though, I am sad for Mavs fans 4 or 5 years from now when Kyrie inevitably does something stupid and wrecks the culture around that franchise. Um, he, no one is talented enough to be as infuriating to work with as Kyrie Irving has been since he hit the shot of all shots in 2016. No talent justifies that.
we could all agree there. We could all agree. So Mayor, parting thoughts?
But kudos to Mark Cuban for taking a swing.
now we got a lot
Yeah,
of trades to go through. So I want to run through these. To be honest with you, we got a lot to get through today.
yeah, we do. Um, so we're just gonna kind of put the Nets to bed. I do want to focus a little more on Phoenix because yeah, you kind of touched on it to start off, Tomer. There's four legit all-star talents at point guard, shooting guard, center, small forward, wherever you want to put KD at. What's the new ceiling? They're now the favorites to come out the West according to Vegas, plus 200 odds. They leapfrog the Nuggets. Where's Phoenix
On
going to finish? What's the
on
ceiling?
on
Talk.
on paper, they are the best team in the Western Conference. They feature the best starting five in the Western Conference. Um, just relating it back to the Nets, I hate when teams sacrifice incredible depth for adding superstar talent. I feel like with Phoenix though, with Chris Paul, Devin Booker starting to like really mature, like they're everyone's starting to coalesce to the same time frame. That the trade made sense. Mikhail Bridges, Cam Johnson, 4 picks. That's a lot to give up. And I think it's kind of telling, honestly. Outside of the, DeAndre Ayton and Ben Simmons not being able to be on the same team, um, I think it's kind of telling that the Nets didn't ask for DeAndre Ayton, and I don't think that they would have even if he was available. Um, but yeah, on paper, yeah, they're the best starting five in the West, but they're also so shallow
I,
as soon as you get in the bench.
I actually don't think the Nets got enough for KD. I mean, best player in the game.
What would you have gotten?
Gobert went for 4 picks plus Walker Kessler. I believe
Yeah,
Donovan
but
went for similar plus Ojai Abaji. So I know that, granted, they just had the draft, so you were able to get those players. Maybe you could have found a third team. Maybe you could have gotten some seconds in there. But
nah.
talking about Kevin Durant
Uh,
here, I think you
I
could have gotten way
no. Listen,
more
I
than that.
understand. I understand about the haul for KD, but I think Mikal Bridges has all-star potential, and Cam
Can you?
Johnson.
Uh, no disrespect to them. Can you name me a better player who's ever been available or been traded? You can't. You
Uh,
cannot name me a player who's ever been available or traded. This
well,
is a
okay,
top
yes, but
five player in the NBA, maybe
yeah,
top
but
five all time when it's all said and done.
right, right. But here's the thing: no good deal was going to be there for him. No good deal. No good deal
No,
that
I
would ever
disagree.
live.
I disagree.
Then give me a package. Give me a
Oh, I
package.
mean, that's where this gets kind of complex. I thought maybe you hold him till the end of the year and then use the offseason because you found out Kyrie wanted to trade what a week before the deadline. You traded him on like Saturday or Sunday or something like that, and so you ended up basically getting 4 or 5 days to for Kevin Durant to find what he wants to do mentally, relay that to the team, and find a trade package that works. So I'm not saying they did a poor job. I just think they could have gotten more for him. I think you should have waited till the offseason. You could still send Durant to Phoenix, but you could try to find other teams to get involved to get you more compensation. Um, I just think
I'm.
again, this
I
is an
think.
incredible talent. He's
No,
the best player in
listen,
the league.
listen. Okay, listen. I get it. I get it. But Chris Paul is 38. KD is what? 34?
I think it's 34. I think it's 34.
34? 34. So he has 4 more years on his contract. By the time that he's done, he's going to be 37, 38. Chris Paul is going to be in his mid 40s if he's even still in the NBA. You are getting 4 more years of arguably like a top three, top five player in the NBA, top one, you know, depending on the year, right? You're getting
Right,
4 years of that.
under
In
contract.
return, that's fine. That's fine. But Phoenix Phoenix just took their entire future. Mikal Bridges, I think, is a genuine two-way all-star potential talent. Cam Johnson is as rock solid a player as you can get. And then 27 and 29, those picks are going to be gold for when Katie is gone, Chris Paul's retired, Devin Booker's just given up.
That's fair. Now, those picks might be good. Again, I just think they could have gotten more for that, is all I'm saying. I just think they could have gotten more. Because no player this good has ever been available and been traded, in my opinion.
It went from passable to really good for me. Maybe you're right.
It's really good.
Mikhail
It is really good.
Mikhail Bridges really hurts the
He
Suns,
is
in my
really good.
opinion.
And I want to see what he looks like as a number one option, truly. Jared, go. I know you
That's
want to
what
say
I'm
this, but I
saying.
want to see what Mikhail looks like as a number one option because he's been solid.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of messed up that they had Mikhail hold down the fort while Chris Paul and Devin Booker were injured, and as soon as they both get back, it's like, all right, off to Brooklyn.
Dude, Mikhail Bridges as a number one option was like 23, 5, and 6 on like, incredible, shooting percentages. Like I I I am excited to watch the Suns be really great and then come just short for 4 years.
I don't know, man. I think the Suns have a legit shot to win this thing. Like, I understand
They
CP's
do.
age. I understand that they may like death now. I get it. But to be real, man, this is just straight up scary. And this is definitely the best player that's ever been available at the trade deadline easily. Because
Yes.
nobody else really
Yeah.
comes to mind.
Yeah.
So the
No, no,
fact
yeah.
that he's able to go to Phoenix when I shut down Phoenix's championship window. Even if Devin Booker would have came back just straight up balling, he could average 35. I was kind of
Yeah.
like, man, they get to the postseason. Dallas will beat them. Or hell, even like a Sacramento will
We've
beat them.
yeah,
Clippers will
we've
beat them.
seen
Any of those
we've
teams could beat them.
we've seen Devin Booker alone. And
Yeah.
it's great for Devin Booker and just Devin Booker. But you're right. Their championship window went from nothing to 4 years. That's what it is.
And
And
that's what
what
you
they
trade for, though. Giving up,
no no that
salvaging your future and Michael
yes,
Bridges is huge, but you want to win championships. And as soon as that new
that's fine.
ownership came in,
Listen,
let's
if it
try to
was
win
just
championships.
that's what the Nets did. If we did that for just KD and we were already surrounded by that kind of thing, I would have been excited as hell about that trade. Especially, 4 years ago when he was still like young, 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 young. The trouble that I see is that I still don't know. Like in my mind, they do have championship potential, but do they get past the Bucks? Do they get past a fully healthy Celtics?
The
And
Suns?
Yeah. Listen, I am still
Oftentimes, the team with the best player on the court, that team will
Giannis.
usually win. Okay,
Giannis.
right.
And
Can I finish? Can I finish?
That's debatable.
Now we have the second best player we're looking forward to, Devin Booker, Chris Middleton. Third best player, Drew Holiday. I mean, look, I'm not saying I agree with that. I'm not saying they're not right.
Don't go to third best. Drew Holiday is better than Chris Paul right
No, no,
now.
no.
Oh,
I'm not disagreeing with that. But I do think it's not as simple as, oh, they can't take down the Bucks, the Celtics, whatever. They have a legitimate shot. They have legit scoring weapons. KD is one of the best help defenders in the league. I think very underrated right now. Um, I think they have a legit shot. I think the West is theirs right now. I mean, I know Denver gets no respect, but I think the West is theirs right now.
Their best chance is going to be this year, and I'm still going to bet on Denver.
that's fair. All right, so coming out the West, one word answers. Let's move on after this. Who's coming out?
Denver.
Tomer?
I'm gonna go Phoenix. I'm gonna go Phoenix after this. This is big.
2-1. I'm going Phoenix too.
This is
Feeling
big.
Phoenix, man. But
All right.
let's move
Let's hope
on.
Chris
I
Paul's
know we have a
resurrection.
lot of thoughts. We can save it during the season. But let's talk about the team now that Kyrie should have went to, actually, because the Lakers actually gave up the best assets for Brooklyn to kind of hit that restart button. But they said no, because Joe Tsai didn't want him to be a Laker. But they end up with D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley, Jared Vanderbilt, and Mo Bamba. Obviously, Russell Westbrook's gone now. So how we feel about my Lakers, man? Because I feel pretty
The
good.
Lakers,
Honestly,
in
why did
other
Danny
years,
Ainge
this would have
help
been
the
a splash.
Lakers? I can't
One at a
understand
time.
that. Why did Danny Ainge help the Lakers? I don't understand that. Yesterday when this three team trade broke down last night at Staples at Crypto, everyone was like, "Well, wait, the Lakers only had to give up one first round pick. Well, wait, it's protected." And everyone was just like, Danny Ainge went from requesting the mother load for these guys to getting one protected first round pick.
Mhm.
And I was just like,
Woo!
how? It was a steal for the Lakers. The Lakers did really well this trade deadline. Really, really well. Granted, they have to pay these guys. They have to pay D'Angelo Russell probably max near 28 million, whatever it is. Ruiz gonna have to get paid about 14 million. Vanderbilt's gonna have to get paid. Malik Beasley has a year left before he has to get paid. So they're gonna have to be passing out the money. But I really like these moves from them because what they were doing as it stands was not getting anywhere. I mean, we saw an article today come
Um,
out calling Russell Westbrook toxic. So whew,
you're
good for the
surprised.
Lakers.
You're surprised about Danny Ainge. I'm surprised at Rob Pelinka. Good for you, Rob Pelinka. I
Hey,
in
me too.
You know what? In other years, I think the Lakers would have taken the bell of the ball headline from this trade deadline, for the moves that they made. Uh, Welcome home, D'Angelo Russell. First of all, good for you. They got out of the albatross that was Westbrook's contract, and if Kyrie and KD hadn't gotten traded, this would have been the top headline for good reason. I really like this deal for LA. And like sneaking underneath the big name, which right now is D'Angelo Russell, I actually like the Malik Beasley signing. That's a great get.
Yes.
Like, yeah, super underrated. Hell, Jesus, Mo Bamba's a big body that they could use. God
Bro, their
damn.
entire trade deadline was fantastic, honestly. And honestly, I'm not.
Entire.
I don't want to say I'm too surprised at Palinka because I feel like they've been very cautious, and I think they were very cautious about what they wanted to use those picks on, whether the first round, the
Mhm.
second round. They were very cautious, and I think until this deadline passed, it was hard to really judge what they were going to do. Like if they passed and made no moves,
Mhm.
or just a Rui move, we've been like, okay, that's a little concerning. But look, credit to him. The Lakers are made some really, really good moves. I think they're much better positioned for the future than they were with Russell Westbrook, who
Yeah.
might be coming over here.
Yeah, to the
Mhm.
Clips. Honestly, man, like the whole trade deadline, even before the flurry of moves last night or this morning, whatever you want to say, getting Rui was already huge. It's like, okay, fine, we finally got some wing depth. Then you added Vanderbilt, which I think is a slept on young player because that guy plays really hard, super energy
Very
guy. I think
slept
he could
on.
actually become like a defensive stopper in this league. Like similar to how some
Yep.
people probably look
Yep.
at Jonathan Kuminga. Like I really
Yep.
like Vanderbilt. I think he's super underrated. Malik Beasley, funny stat here. I think he actually has the most 3-pointers off the bench this season. And
Mhm.
what's our number one problem in LA? Spacing. We do not shoot the basketball at a high clip, and we are not efficient from deep. We get D'Angelo
Mhm.
Russell, and we get Malik Beasley. On top of that, Mo Bamba is a legit stretch five. Like I like the shot blocking aspect, obviously, but he can knock down an open shot. But I did love Thomas Bryant. I was a little upset seeing him go for just a closer second round picks
let
because
me
Thomas
let me
Bryant,
just say, it's I'm sorry to cut you off. Thomas was solid. That man could not defend the rim. I
Mhm.
think he
no,
was one of the worst
no,
defenders statistically. Like my Laker fan friends went out and found like I think opponents are shooting like 65, 70% with him as a defender around the rim, something like that.
yeah,
Those stats can be a
he
little
was
wonky, but
definitely a monster.
the eye test backs it up that he just does not contest and does not, alter shots at the
No,
rim. So it's a good move in
no.
that angle.
I'm really feeling it, man. Like I give that Lakers trade grade like a solid A+, man. This is exactly what we needed. Obviously, now it's just on LeBron and AD we trust because teams like Phoenix exist now with KD and teams like the Mavs exist, and obviously Denver's still there. Sacramento, the Clips, like it's still a very, very tough bunch. But the West
Mhm.
is easily the best conference again, like by far. It's
Yeah,
crazy how strong
with literally two moves, the West like reloaded real quick.
so crazy.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, man. All right, well, now there's some of the minor moves, right? So we're just gonna run through some of these. We have New York netting Josh Hart, reuniting the Villanova backcourt. Just give me a quick grade. Grade and a synopsis.
B. They get a they get a solid shooter, not much given up. They keep Jalen Brunson happy, which is weirdly important now.
I'm gonna give this one a C, and the only reason I give it a C is 'cause initially I liked the deal, and then I saw they included the first round pick. And I think it's like lottery protected. It's not going to fall in the lottery, but I don't know. A first round pick for Josh Hart feels like a lot because does Josh Hart move the needle for you? So I'm going to give it a C. I think he's a solid player, solid addition, but just not a big needle mover for me to give up a first round pick. So I'm going to give it a C.
I will personally give it a B. I feel like New York is finally building out to show that hey, we can be a playoff team,
Yeah.
especially with Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson and now Josh Hart. I think they're building their resume up more to be able to sign a big name in free agency, hopefully this offseason or in the future. With the young players that you have on roster, I like it. I think they're making a good move towards it. I'll give it a B plus. Shit. I really do like it. I'm cool with it. All right. How about Tomer's Clippers? You just snagged away Mason Plumgod, my boy, one of my favorite guys to talk to in that locker room because he's probably the most mature in there, to be real. But yeah, nah, you got Mason Plumlee, man, in exchange for Reggie Jackson. What are we grading the Clippers' moves? Obviously, they also got
So
Bones Highland. They got
right,
Eric
so
Gordon back.
Mhm.
yeah, so the overall moves though.
What are we
So
grading the
it's
Clips?
Luke Kennard, John Wall, Reggie Jackson out, three guards who were struggling to play, and in come Bones Highland, Mason Plumlee, and Eric Gordon. Um, I feel like I'll give this about a C plus or a B minus, mostly because I get that they were kind of shedding some dead weight in guards that weren't really playing. Um, but those were some movable contracts. And I thought they would try to get a big name player. I thought that with Kevin Durant going to the Nets, with going to the Suns, excuse me, it was probably time to try and pull the trigger on a big deal to remain contenders. Because the West got a lot better this deadline. So I'm gonna give it a C plus B minus. I thought the Clippers would, these feel like semi-lateral moves. Like to me, I thought Mason Plumlee is obviously good, but he's expiring, and I think you needed a big man for the for the first like 60 games where Zoo would get worn out. He could help in the playoffs, but I'll give it a C plus B minus to be honest. But maybe that changes over the next couple weeks.
I'm kind of giving it like a B plus A minus. I don't know what you're seeing with this. Reggie Jackson, Ty Lue has a weird obsession with Reggie Jackson that I don't care for. Um uh Bones Highland, you get a rock solid point guard in return. You get Eric Gordon coming home. He's still a great shooter. Still scoring in the teens, like when given proper minutes. And then Mason Plumlee. Like we've talked about him before, and at the very least, he gives Zubats a center to spell him. Maybe they're able to now pivot from Zubats to a slightly bigger name in the offseason. I am a hoe for some good, solid depth on teams that have already got their superstar quotient or their superstar quota filled. And this move does that. I would have rather that than them have gunned for more to just get like a Van Vliet or a Siakam or even an OG.
So
Like I think they got a lot of good, rock solid. Not even just rotation role players, like real bodies behind PG and Kawhi.
so
Yeah.
the one thing I will say is that Plumlee's probably solid. Gordon's a little older, and I feel like that doesn't really. I don't think that really does anything for them, to be honest with you. Um, yeah, he does have like a non-guarantee for next season, which I think is interesting. I think it becomes guaranteed if they win a championship. That's the incentive on that one. Um, Bones Highland has been Bones is interesting because he's a solid young guy, but he's not solid enough to crack a playoff rotation, in my opinion. Not on this team. They're going to play Norman Powell. They're going to play um,
What's the starting five
Nico.
now for the Clippers?
It's the same as was before. Terrence Mann, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Marcus Morris, and Ivica Zubac. And the backups, you're probably looking at Norman Powell, Nico Batum, um, Robert Covington. I mean, Eric Gordon probably slides in there
I
somehow.
would say promote Norman to the one, like the starting one, and
Yeah,
then
that's not
have
going to happen.
Bones.
They really like Terrence at the point guard. He's been really
And
really good for them.
yeah, I
You
don't
know,
know.
that's this is just where I'm gonna step in real quick, man. I'm gonna give it about a C as well. I think you guys really should have been targeting a playmaker going into this deadline, especially since you gave up Wall and Reggie. It didn't make a lot of sense to me to trade for Bones and then make another trade for Eric. It's kind of stagnant. I don't really see like a
Right.
legit established playmaker. Getting a Van Vliet would have been awesome. Or if you would have got Pascal, I think Pascal's a solid playmaker. Like I would have been okay with that. But getting a young player that is kind of like a volume shooter in my mind in Bones, and then Eric Gordon hasn't played meaningful basketball since James Harden left Houston. So I'm sure Eric Gordon still got some stuff left in the tank, but by any means,
You don't
both
need
guys aren't playmakers.
you don't need to be young and super athletic to be a great shooter. I think Eric Gordon's got a lot left in the tank.
So
And
Yeah,
honestly,
I'm
I've been
I'm
sour
sure
on
he'll
Reggie
play good.
Jack. Reggie's been wasting away. I'm glad that they pivoted to like
I'm glad.
to
I'm glad.
Bones.
I'm
There's
glad you brought
no
up the playmaker thing
pure
because
point guard.
there's some rumbling. There's some rumblings that they're considering Russell Westbrook. I know that he's a Ty Lue favorite. He has a lot of friends in the locker room. You know, I reported yesterday that they would be open. There's just some players would be open to the idea of adding Russell
Russ.
Westbrook. And so I think when you look at their trade deadline moves to not really sign a traditional point guard, and Ty Lue has been really wanting to play a traditional point guard, you can't help but kind of see the dots connecting here. I might be wrong, but there are some
Yeah.
rumblings that Westbrook, Paul George is recruiting him now. So
Yeah.
um,
Just
I don't know. I
Tomer
don't.
bomb.
It's very
Claim it.
yeah.
Say it with your
It's a
chest.
little concerning.
Tomer bomb.
I
I don't
reported last night, man. I was up till 3 a.m. writing this thing. So
are you
it's
concerned about Russell Westbrook coming to your team?
I am. I am. I think not
That
not just
Hey
from a
guys,
media perspective.
hey, can we just take a quick second to pause and pour one out for both Russell Westbrook and John Wall? Oh, how the mighty have fallen. I like we were talking like I remembered a few episodes ago we were talking about us feeling old. Those two getting thrown around like spare candy corn in the bag is really freaking me out, man. I'm like, we're all gonna die one day.
And that's the problem. You traded John Wall and you're bringing the exact same player back in Russell Westbrook. Inefficient, turn the ball over, can't shoot.
If, okay, if they do end up bringing Russell Westbrook back, I'm gonna retrograde their trade deadline thing as like a
Hey,
B or a C. Then in that case,
So
hey,
yeah, so
Russell
I think
Westbrook.
their trade deadline kind of depends on the buyout market. That's why I'm giving them like a C
yeah,
right now because I
yeah,
think
yeah.
it depends on that as well.
I just love the names that they brought in,
That's
and I
cool.
was really souring on Reggie. That's all. So I really like
Speaking
I'm a big Bones Highland fan.
speaking of Reggie, he was just bought out by the Hornets. I just saw that as expected, but
You're gonna get Reggie back.
I'm a, I'm honestly a little disappointed. The Hornets didn't make any big time moves. We gave up. We traded away Jalen McDaniels, who actually is a pretty valuable piece. I thought he was going to be a smooth young core piece,
Wait,
like
who did you trade Jalen McDaniels for?
to Philadelphia for a holster of second-round picks. Matisse
What?
Thybulle is in
When was
Portland now.
that?
Yes.
That was part of the Portland deal.
There's a
Yo,
lot going
I
on
must have been
trade.
napping because I missed that.
You missed Matisse Thybulle to Portland?
Yes, I didn't.
How
Even,
could you?
But Jalen McDaniels.
Yeah, could you nap
Jerry
on
Miss.
Matisse Thybulle to Portland? Nah.
Yeah.
Yo, the Sixers
So
got a whoa.
the Sixers, we're not my Hornets, man. Like it's a little sad. I just wanted to say we didn't make any moves, but
I'm sad that the Hornets didn't take a swing.
Embrace the tank, Jerry. Embrace the tank. Embrace the tank.
embrace the tank to get
Embrace-
second-round picks. What am
Embrace
I
the tank.
embracing?
Because
you got
Victor comes
Wemby
here,
and then like 10 dudes from the 40s to 50s.
no, and then you
Okay.
trade all those second round picks, and you
Okay,
you
listen.
package them together, and you get a start. I
No.
don't know.
Yeah.
No, I'm not hearing that shit. All right, last one. I just want to run across real quick. GP2 back in Golden State, man. Wiseman's gone.
This has been
Sadiq
the
Bey's a
trade
Hawk.
deadline. Yeah, this has been the trade deadline for homecomings. I'm gonna tell you right now. Good for the homecoming people. Welcome back home, GP. Welcome back home.
There's obviously
I'm
a
trying to
lot
think
of
of all
deals. A whole lot of just biggest winners, biggest losers. Just give them to me. Talk to me.
Suns, duh. Lakers, duh. I will say for the headache that they've been getting for the past 3 years, I do want to throw my Nets in the winners category. Losers, I think, are the Spurs. Weirdly enough, I wanted to talk about the Pirtle deal a little bit. Let me think. The Raptors, I think, are winners. I with Pirtle in, I actually kind of like their roster from top to bottom now. Let me think.
Now they have a full
Uh,
starting five that can play 45 minutes a night. It's fantastic.
Exactly. Yeah, everyone's gonna have like insane usage rates.
Instead of
That'd be
just
great.
4 guys in an interchangeable five, they have a full starting five. They can play 45 a
Just
night.
Whoop, whoop.
just
Um,
give me your biggest ones though. Like you're giving me a list. I need one big winner.
Suns are the biggest winner. They got the best
Suns are the
players.
big-
They got the best player.
I think Suns and Mavs have got to be the biggest winners. Like the Mavs solved their probably biggest problem. Their biggest problem potentially, and then the Suns easily have Katie's best fit since Golden State.
Yeah, I
Biggest
mean
loser.
the Mavs won. The Mavs won, but the best by far is KD. I mean KD. The team that got KD was going to win regardless. So I would say the Spurs are probably
The biggest losers are John Wall and Russell Westbrook.
Acceptable answer.
Bro,
That's
you
acceptable.
talked about
I
homecomings.
feel so bad.
You
for
talked about
them.
homecomings, bro. John Wall back to Houston. Spencer Dinwiddie back to Brooklyn. Jakob Poeltl back to Toronto. Was in the Kawhi Leonard trade. I mean, I know there's a couple more that I'm forgetting right now, but God, this has been crazy. It's been a crazy trade deadline.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Amazing.
They woke up.
Definitely biggest winner, easily Phoenix. Special
Yep.
shout out to my Lakers though. They actually stepped up. I'm so appreciative. But I think the loser is definitely Brooklyn here, man. I think Brooklyn, yeah, man. Like they don't have any of their own first round picks. Those all belong to Houston, I'm pretty sure. So it's kind of like, ooh, you have
We got
Phoenix's,
him.
which is
We got him right.
I think
We got one right back.
Julian will be the first to tell you you cannot put a price or grade on peace of mind.
I'm dead serious. You really cannot.
My man is in
I-
peace now.
Put literally, the biggest winners are Nets fans of the team, not Kyrie, Katie transplants, actual Nets fans. We are going to be so happy to be at peace, at rest.
Oh, I
God.
don't know about winners. I mean, you're not losers, but I don't think you're the winners.
No, we're winners. We'll be back. We'll be back for like a top 5 seed in like 1-2 years. with
Okay,
this lineup.
someone call Mikhail Prokhorov. Trade all your picks again. Come on now.
Yeah. Okay. But all right, man.
Wait until I come up with a new topic. Wait until
Moving
it's my
on
turn.
here. Let's just move on. We're gonna forget about this even happening. But there's
I'll
4
remember.
teams. Chill. There's 4 teams that didn't make a move. And the Cavs, the Heat, the Raptors, and the Raptors did make one. So I don't even know why I put that on. But sorry, it's been a lot going on, man. My head is like spinning.
This man
My head is
confidently went
spinning, dude.
the Raptors. Oh wait.
Yeah. my head is like, yo, like that's on me. But the Cavs,
I'm
Heat, and the
done.
Bulls, the Cavs, Heat, and the Bulls didn't make a move. Who effed up the most by not making a move between those three
Bulls.
teams?
Bulls.
Bulls.
Bulls. Easy. Tamer?
I would say I feel like it might be more the Heat because the Heat are closer to contending than the Bulls are, and they have some of the assets to make things happen. I think the Bulls did anything, they would just blow it up because I don't think there's any avenue for that team becoming a championship
Well,
contender.
right. I feel like because the Heat are so close to contending, they have Jimmy Butler and Bam. As long as you have those two at least, I feel like you're in contention for like a top 5 seed in the East, even now. But like with like they can kind of sit in that upper middle class stasis in the East. The Bulls are like they've shown it. They're in dead man's territory. They needed to blow things up, and they didn't.
Well, there was a rumor that Kyle Lowry might sit out the whole season. He and the Heat front office or management are not really seeing eye to eye right now. So, like, at that
It's
point,
not really the
if
biggest
you're a
deal to
team
me.
looking to contend, I feel like trying to get off Lowry would have been beneficial for you trying to contend this season.
Yeah, but
If everything
I
gets
feel like
patched up,
like
it's all good.
in terms of people like effing up the most though, I feel like the Bulls should have been in the position to be the most aggressive to look for a trade package for Zach LaVine. You know what I mean? Uh, if you can
Yeah.
find if you can tell that something's not working out, just click the big grab button. Needs to happen.
I'm definitely thinking it's the Heat that should have made a move. Like again, 1 to 2 pieces, and they also have Tyler Hero. Duncan Robinson's like non-existent at this point. I think making a trade for somebody of value, like a superstar caliber player, even if that would have been like a Bradley Beal or somebody along those lines, would at least move the needle in a better direction than where it's at. So I think the Heat
Mm.
definitely should have been hitting the panic button. Like Pat Riley should have been
I will say
finessing
I'm
these things.
surprised. I'm surprised that they never entered into the Kyrie or KD talks.
I did want
They
to
might
give a
have.
quick shout out to James Wiseman, who's joining the Detroit Pistons. Pistons are doing something. I know we didn't talk about that, but Pistons are doing something out there. They got some young talent out there in Ivy, Duran, Cunningham. Now they got James Wiseman there. I think he'll be able to play and kind of
I'm gonna miss.
make
I'm gonna
mistakes and
miss
learn.
Sadiq Bey
So
in Detroit, though. I'm gonna miss Sadiq Bey in Detroit.
yeah.
That
But
sucks.
the Pistons are doing something, man. They're making some
Yeah,
noise. I like it. I
yeah,
like what they're doing.
yeah. They know what they have in Cade
Well,
and Jaden.
also, man, it's we also this trade deadline stuff just dominated everything clearly,
Mhm.
but we did miss out on some All Star things that we had to talk about. So just give me your biggest snub, man. Obviously, we seen the names come out, we seen everything kind of roll out how it progressed. Like, do you
Mhm.
have any snub that you want to stand on your soapbox for that deserved a spot?
You first, Tomer.
Uh, De'Aaron Fox. I mean, they're the third seed in the West. De'Aaron Fox absolutely should have been an All Star. All due respect to Damian Lillard, De'Aaron Fox was an All Star this season, and he might still get in as an injury replacement. I mean, who knows what happens with two KD and Kyrie going to the East, going to the West now as two starters in the East. I don't know how that works, but
Mhm.
yeah, De'Aaron Fox, 100%.
Um, I know that he hasn't played enough to probably warrant one, but when he has been on the court, James Harden deserves an All-Star spot in the East.
Yep.
Like he hasn't played enough, but dude has like had this low 20 point per game triple double line pretty much on lockdown every game that he's played. Um,
Yeah.
but I won't say no to De'Aaron Fox. Yeah, I understand that like the Kings aren't like the sexiest team on the planet, but they deserve to have two All Stars this year too. So
Yep.
if I wasn't gonna pick James Harden, it would have been De'Aaron Fox.
Bro, the Kings got random fans of other fan bases yelling "Light the beam." Which has been amazing for them this year. Like I'm over here, like
That's
yeah,
good.
light the
That's
beam,
because
go
this team.
for it.
Yeah.
That's because they've actually been able to light it this year.
Yeah, I mean it's
Hey,
been crazy, man. It's
you
been fun.
You, Julian, you actually took mine. I was definitely feeling the James Harden pick for this, but in order to not all have the same answer, I would go Anthony Edwards. Really, I think he definitely stepped up this season, and the Timberwolves are actually in the play-in picture because of his play without Karl Anthony Towns. So
Yeah.
I definitely would take my hat off and actually probably would have gave him more consideration for that spot.
No arguments for
But
Trey Young from either of you, huh?
I'm not the guy to talk about with Trey Young. I think he's having a down year right now.
He started
Just like I
really
called.
low. He started really low, and then he did improve over time.
Yeah,
But yeah, I
Yeah.
think that
he
rough
did.
start kind of
He
kind of
did.
did him in.
Just like I called. Yeah.
But so these All-Star snub games are about to start now, though. That was just the perfect segue into it. What I'm gonna do is read you guys some stats of two players at a time. You're gonna tell
Damn
me
it.
which one made the All-Star team and which one didn't. So for the first rack, you got 25.9 points, 4.5 boards, 5 assists, and he played in 50 games this season. While the other one also averaging 25 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists, and he played in 46 games this season. Who's the All Star? A or B?
I think it's A.
How many rebounds does
Domain?
the second guy average?
8 rebounds for player B. Player A averages just under 5 with 4.8.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say player B, just to not pick the same one.
Player A is the All Star because it's DeMar DeRozan compared to
Damn.
Pascal Siakam, who kind of has better stats here.
Toronto's been terrible.
I,
Well, Chicago's been great.
obligatory Bulls pick, I guess, but like the Bulls have been languishing in just nothing.
Next up here, 21 points, 6 boards, 11 assists, played in 37 games, 19 and a half, 4 rebounds, and 10 assists, and played in 44 games. Who's the All Star? A or B?
Well, give me the player B again.
19.8, 3.9 boards, 10.3 assists.
B.
I'm gonna go
Player
B
B.
as well.
Player B is Tyrese
That's
Halliburton.
because you know who B is. Yep.
I knew it.
And
I
player
knew
A
it.
is
I
James
knew it.
Harden. Yeah. That was definitely an easy one. I thought that one stuck
You,
out.
you you said only 37 games for player A, right?
Yep, James Harden, who only
Yeah,
played
yeah, that makes
37
sense.
games. Yep.
There you go. Yeah.
Got two more for you. 16 and a half points, 6.7 boards, 3.3 blocks on 50% shooting. And player B, 26.8 points, 11.9 boards, and 2 blocks on 58% shooting. Player A or player B? Who's the All Star?
What do you say player B's point total was? Point average
Gotta
was?
be player B. What? How many games did he play?
Player B's the all-star. Player yeah.
Player B is Anthony Davis, who didn't make it. Player A is Jaren Jackson, who was a first time All Star.
Okay. And we all
Damn.
know that was a
Thought
bad
I
pick.
okay.
Okay.
I thought player A, like I knew that it was like Nick Claxton-esque. So I
But you
wasn't
know
Yeah.
what's
sure.
crazy? AD only played in 31 games, but Jaren Jackson missed a lot of time too. He only played in 37.
Yeah.
Dude,
The problem is
it's the
that AD
Grizzlies.
missed the
It's the Grizzlies at
important
the front.
voting. No, it's that AD missed the important voting period, while Jaren Jackson missed the beginning when no one even cared about voting yet. No voting wasn't even a thing yet. By the time he came back, they started voting, so it was perfect. Plus, it was the coaches, so it was like whatever. The coaches got to see him.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the voting.
Well, it's
You
more
know what?
recent memory type thing. Like he's more in your
I
memory
guess.
recently, you know. So
Moving on. You guys did pretty well at that though. I think that was the only one that tripped y'all up a little bit. But we're gonna play another
that was a
game.
good one.
Damn, 80 was
I'm gonna
killing it.
give I'm gonna give you guys, let's say 10 guesses to guess the player that's been traded the most in NBA history. Actually, not even guesses. I'll give you hints. You'll get 10 hints out of me. You need to ask me the question, and I'll give you the answer to help you figure out who's been traded the most in NBA history.
Okay. He's not still playing, is he?
He is not still playing.
Is
Okay. Tomer?
were the Milwaukee Bucks one of those teams?
No, they were not.
No. Oh, I had this guy in
Milwaukee.
mind.
Who
I
did you
guess
have in
I
mind,
did.
Tomer?
Luke Ridnour.
Oh, good call. Um,
I like
They
it.
got traded 5 times in one
uh,
offseason.
was his primary era in the 2000s?
Yes. Mid to late 2000s, even going into the 2010s.
Okay. I mean, that kind of puts Luke Ridnour right up there too.
It does.
mm, did he ever make an all-star team?
Never an all-star, no.
Okay. Did he ever win a championship?
Yes.
Okay. Uh, bu- 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 bum.
This one's tough. When I looked it up, I was like, oh, no shit.
Huh.
Are we allowed to ask as many
Um,
questions as we want?
10 hints.
You get
Oh,
10.
10.
So
Okay.
you're at 5 right now. You're at the halfway point.
Can we ask how many teams he played
So
for?
he's. There you go.
Yeah. You can definitely ask what teams he played for.
No, how many teams did he play for?
Oh, how
I mean,
many
that
teams?
actually is not bad, though. That's not a bad secondary option.
Oh, wait. Do you want to, Tomer? Do you want to say that? No. What teams did he play for,
That
Jerry?
is better.
I could tell you. Let me read it out.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah, what teams did he play for?
Houston, Washington, LA, New Orleans, New York, Orlando, Sacramento, Miami, Phoenix, Portland. That doesn't really help you, to be honest.
That doesn't help.
There's a lot.
Jack shit. Yeah. Okay.
But that's your sixth question, though. Your sixth hint.
Wait. Say the teams again one more time.
Houston, Washington, LA, New Orleans, New York, Orlando, Sacramento, Miami, Phoenix, and Portland.
Never.
You know, I'm a nice guy. I'll give you a hint that I know probably won't help you. This guy was actually traded 3 different times in 1 week. Which, if you guys could remember, like, who that was, because I actually, when I was reading, I was like, oh, shit. He got traded 3 times. I did remember that. It's like one of those.
I cannot remember that far back. But he did win.
Yeah,
a chip.
that's too far back for me to remember.
Was he like a rotation player or starter during that championship run that he won?
Yes.
Okay.
7 guesses. You got 3 more. You got 3 more hints coming.
Oh, Tomer, we can just juice our way through this. Who was the star on the championship team that he played on?
Oh, that's so easy though. You know
Give
what?
us that hints.
I did. It was Kobe Bean Bryant.
Okay, I had a feeling that it was a Laker.
2 more
Tomer,
hints.
Trevor Ariza's name keeps flashing before my eyes, Tomer.
Oh, dude. Yes, Trevor Ariza.
It has to be Trevor Ariza.
Trevor Ariza, yes.
It has to be Trevor
It is
Ariza.
Trevor
There
Ariza.
you go.
Yeah.
I was thinking 9-10 Lakers or 7-8 Lakers. Yeah, one of those two.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of
Okay,
cheated the
nice.
system a little bit there with the Kobe thing. Come
It
on,
did.
man.
It did.
That gave it away.
As soon as you said Lakers, I was like, "Ooh, it might be."
Yeah,
Yes.
Trevor Ariza was actually traded 9 different times.
God damn,
That's
Trevor.
crazy. That's crazy.
Yes.
Dude, I forgot about the Orlando years. Or the Orlando stint.
It's in the dark. So I got one more game for you
Damn.
before our all-time draft. We're winding down on time here.
Okay.
Was this superstar player ever traded? I'm going to give you guys some names. You let me know if they were traded or if they weren't ever traded. Let's kick it off. Dwayne Wade.
Yes.
Yes.
Dwayne Wade was traded from Cleveland back to Miami.
Mhm.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Was it a trade or was?
I'm pretty
I
sure
don't think it was a trade. I'm gonna say no.
Let me think.
I'm gonna say no. I think it was free agency.
I'm gonna say
Tomer?
yes, he was traded.
Tomer is correct. It was a trade.
Damn. Okay.
Karl Malone.
No.
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 That's correct. He was not. He wasn't traded. Tony Parker.
He was
no.
traded.
No.
He was not
Was
traded.
he?
He went to
Damn,
Charlotte.
I thought it was a
free
trade.
will.
I thought it was a trade.
All right. Last one. Bill Russell.
Shut up.
No. What?
No.
Draft day trades do count, buddy.
Oh,
Damn!
okay. All right. Okay. All right.
Oh,
My guy.
oh,
could have said
Oh,
Kobe, and yeah,
that
okay,
was
all right.
tricky.
It was. Hey, come on. The others ones
That
were
wasn't
kind of
good.
easy. The other ones were
Yeah, yeah,
kind of
yeah,
easy
yeah, yeah.
for
Oh,
being
my
No,
guy
nice.
said, look
Yeah, the
back to
Bill that was good.
1945 and remember if Bill Russell was
No, I
traded or
remember
not.
because Red Auerbach was quoted as saying like when they got the pick, like when they traded for him, he's like people are gonna think I'm smart, and he like lit a stogie like in the draft room.
Yeah, I have it. I have it pulled up on draft day. The Celtics
He's like,
acquired the
boy, are
draft
people gonna
rights to
think I'm
second
smart.
pick Bill Russell from the St. Louis Hawks.
Damn,
Boom. Episode
Bill
well
Russell,
done. Let's hop into this draft.
the greatest hawk of all time. Okay, so the the order goes: Jerry first, Tomer second, me third, and the team
Who we
that we
got?
will be picking from is the New York Knicks.
Oh, my guy chose a local team. Okay. Huh.
I'm saving the onus of choosing the Nets to one of you guys.
Oh.
That's crazy. All right, yeah. Nah, I can get with the Knicks, man. Give me Walt Frazier, man. I want to start off with the PG. Give me Walt.
Damn it! Damn it!
What the
Damn it,
fuck?
Jerry! Damn it, Jerry! No, no, that's a good pick. Damn it, Jerry!
Yeah.
Over Patrick Ewing?
Yes.
I'm gonna take him with Pat, yeah.
No, I'm gonna take Patrick Ewing number 2 then. Hold on, let me write this down.
Okay.
Let me write this down.
You should be hyped,
Um.
man. I gave you Pat.
Damn it!
I'm almost in shock. That's what it is. It's not that I'm not hyped. I'm just like shocked. I'm like, oh.
No, that's a really good pick. Okay, give me Willis and Mello.
That's big.
Willis Reed.
That
Oof.
like those pre-championship Willis Reed teams were insane.
My bad.
Got the classic
Disgusting.
ring.
Yeah, man. I don't change
Disgusting.
that shit. Um, should I go? Should I just secure my backcourt now? I don't know. I'm gonna go. Damn, being in the middle kind of sucks.
You think? It's garbage, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna go John Starks.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Bernard King for one.
Okay.
Let me think here. Sony name I had scribbled down. Hmm.
John Starks.
Damn, this is kind of tough. And you took Mello off the board so early. I didn't think you were
Yeah,
gonna
he
do
took
that.
it very early, bro.
Yeah.
Dog, I wanted my like three ways, like my 3-level score immediately off the board.
You kind of had to.
He was so good. Dog, borderline MVP conversation like at the turn of the decade.
You know what? Give me Bernard King and Dave DeBuscher. I think that's how you say it.
Oh.
Who'd you get? Who'd you
Oh,
get?
he wanted that one. Dave DeBuscher.
No, who's the guy before that?
Oh, Bernard King. Bernard King and Dave DeBuscher.
That's
I'm I'm so sorry, Quincy. Quincy's gonna be editing this, and he has to like. Oh my god, that sucked.
my guy actually just block this. Just block this.
I
Oh,
yeah. Hey, Jerry, fuck you. Woo,
I think I'm gonna go.
woo.
Can we can go 2 guard, right? We can go 2 guard lineups here.
Sure.
Yeah,
We're
Yeah,
okay with that?
that's fine. I am.
I'm gonna go Mark Jackson.
good call. Good
Yeah,
Like
call.
it.
just we'll just
Like it.
let's
Like
switch
it.
this here.
um, should I? I'll set my backcourt now. You said you got John Starks, right?
Yep.
Give me Earl the Pearl Monroe and Allen
Fuck.
Houston.
Oh,
You take Dave
Monroe.
from me, I'm gonna take your entire heart from you.
Uh, I'm gonna
I'm
go.
gonna take your entire heart, boy. I'm telling you right
I
now.
don't know if he was good enough for me to
I
select
like
him
my
this
team.
early.
That's big.
Yeah, I don't
That
know a lot about the Knicks. This is tough.
That's big.
It's actually very
That's
tough.
big.
I can kind of do whatever I want with my last pick too.
You can always get Phil Jackson, Tomer. Just throwing it
Just
out
before
there.
he started coaching in Argentina.
Woo!
Was that really before he started coaching Argentina? Is that how long
Yeah,
it was?
Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
Damn. You really took Earl.
Dog.
Wow.
do I
Those
have to go?
those two Knicks teams, I genuinely hate the Knicks, but those two Knicks teams are two of my all-time favorites. I love the way that they played.
Is I feel like is do I have to pick Randall or something like that? There's no current Knicks, are there? Uh,
Josh Hart.
all right, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going. I'm going. I'm going. I'm going. I don't like my lineup. I'm just conceding this one. I'm gonna go Stephon Marbury.
That's not a bad.
That's good. I like
No, but I got a
I
three
like
guard lineup
Marbury.
here.
Yeah, but he's not net Stephon Marbury. He's not Sudden Stephon
No,
Marbury.
but
He's not T.
Knicks
Will
wasn't
Stephon
bad. Knicks
Marbury.
wasn't bad though.
Knicks wasn't bad, but
Uh
All right.
whew. Damn, that's tough. I only have one name jotted down right now. So
Don't
I'm gonna do
fucking do it.
I'm gonna do Latrell Sprewell for one of the picks.
you choked away that pick.
And damn, cuz man, I really
You know what?
wanted Earl, man. I wanted a backcourt of Walt and Earl. I just like, yeah, that's gonna be super nice.
Honestly,
Hey,
Walt
Um,
buddy,
will
Phil
do all
Jackson's
that you need.
available.
Walt will do all that you need except shoot.
damn, that's tough. Damn. Damn. See, now my mind is just like gone,
He says
honestly.
Jalen Brunson.
What do you need?
No, I'm
A
good.
shooting guard?
Nah, I just kind of need a center at this point. More girth, more depth. You know what? I think you
Take
want a
Amari.
DPOY. Eh, Nah, I'm
Take
gonna do.
Amari. Take Charles.
Nah, I don't need an enforcer like that.
Ah!
I'm gonna do. I'm actually gonna do this. This one's probably gonna get some heat, but I'm gonna do Tyson Chandler. He was still a good defensive player at that time.
Ooh, good
I do
pick.
Tyson
I don't
Chandler.
know if I don't know if I take him over Charles Oakley, but good pick.
Yeah, I'm.
Hey, more mobile.
Yeah, but
Uh,
I mean,
yeah. Okay.
fair.
You don't need to be mobile when you're swinging full haymakers on the court.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all the mobility you need.
What is wrong with you? Modern day NBA rules, baby. This isn't a Showtime brawl, not a boxing match.
Oh my god.
Um, Tyson Chandler. I'm debating between Charles Oakley and someone else. You know what?
Hey, J.R. Smith in his Nick days was good, man.
Yeah, it's. I have three guards though. I can't go a fourth guard. You know what? I'm gonna go with one of my favorite players. I don't think he's the best up here, but I need a bit of a floor spacer. I'm gonna go Al Harrington. Al Harrington Knicks was one of my favorite guys.
Ooh.
That's
Okay.
sneaky. I like Al.
That's a sneaky pick. I keep the mid late 2000s Knicks before Melo got there were kind of like a cesspool of nothing. But
Yes.
like yeah, but that Al Harrington pick is a sneak one. Okay, so let me see. So I have Willis Reed, I have Melo, I have Allen Houston and Earl Monroe. I can take this any number of ways. Do I want to take it? Because he did have a few good years.
Stoudemire did have a few good years.
Yeah, yeah. Um, but there is a guard that you're forgetting about, and I can slide Houston up to the 3.
Is it
Uh, Michael Ray
Michael?
Richardson.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
No, I had him written
That's what I
down.
was debating.
Yeah.
that's you know what? I'm good because I couldn't go big. No, I'm gonna go Stoudemire. I'll go with Stoudemire's few good years on the Knicks.
That's good.
Like
That's a good pick, actually.
go for that supersized
That's
lineup.
solid.
Yeah.
That
I
is
like
solid.
that. I like that.
Yeah. Because I know that my two guards are gonna want to score, or dump it down. I don't want to add another slasher to there. Yeah. Go through your picks, Jerry. You first.
We got Walt Frazier, Knicks' best point guard ever, man. Bernard King, Dave DeBuscher, Latrell Sprewell, and Tyson Chandler. I'm I'm happy. I feel good. Feel pretty good. Like it.
Okay. I
Tomer's
mean,
dead in the face.
I mean, I don't know about this one. I feel like Julian's got a pretty good team. I like my team from the guard perspective. I'll just go through it. My team is John Starks, Mark Jackson, Stephon Marbury. Got a 3 guard lineup here with Al Harrington spacing the floor out and Patrick Ewing in the middle.
Yeah, I like that 4 out. I like that 4 out thing, like
Yeah.
a 2010 Magic kind of thing going on.
You can space the floor.
Right out.
That's
Yeah.
that's nice.
We'll see how they do against my team of Mello, Willis Reed, Earl the Pearl Monroe, the best handles in Knick history, Allen Houston, and Amari Stoudemire.
You know,
By the way, shouts out to Nate Robinson and Steve Francis. By the way,
oh, for sure. For sure. Honestly, man, I think Tomer, despite you being wedged in the middle, I think you came out pretty well though. Like you
Yeah.
spaced the floor out more than our two
I
teams
feel
do.
I feel like we're being really nice about the Al Harrington pick. We're being really nice about it.
You should have took
I mean,
Stoudemire if we're being real. You definitely should have took Stoudemire. 100%.
honestly, I forgot about Stoudemire. And I was debating whether I should go
All
Stephon
right,
Marbury or
I'm
Microwave
glad you're
Richardson
honest.
before.
We're glad for your honesty. That's all
Yeah,
that we care
I
about.
forgot about Amari. When you said Amari, I was like, oh man, that like 2 years he
Yeah.
had in New York post Phoenix was amazing.
Pretty magic.
Yeah, it was only like 2 years. So.
And like
20 point
he had a shot too. Like he was killing
No,
it.
he was nice. But
Yeah.
I mean, look,
Hey, man.
I like my 5 out offense, bro.
Oh,
I really like my 5 out offense.
yeah. You know, before we end here, man, just big shout out. We didn't even talk about it because all the trade deadline all-star drama. Congrats to LeBron freaking James, man, the all-time leader scorer in the NBA history.
LeBron James, man. Congrats to LeBron James.
Come on, man.
Genuinely.
Come on. You
That
know,
was
I like.
an incredible moment. That really was.
I was watching his highlight tape like back again, and I realized that we haven't had another like youngest to ever do this specific thing in a while, like youngest to 10K, youngest to however many K. Since like you think that it's not going to be long until someone else, like it's easy to not think that you're viewing history. We got to live through like a piece of NBA history for 20 years. Congratulations, LeBron. That's huge.
yeah,
For sure.
seriously, man.
Congrats.
I should have opened up the episode with that, but it's trade deadline
I'm
drama and all this
sorry.
other stuff. Like,
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
yeah, like that's on me. You know, I was driving the boat today. I was driving the bus like how KD could finally do in Phoenix, and I forgot. So that's on me, man.
Today, Jerry was
But
a bus driver today, so we took him through a couple different routes on the way to the end of this podcast. But yeah, congrats, Bron. That was
Jerry's a
an
Laker
amazing
fan. Jerry's a Laker fan, and he fumbled the bag.
hey,
I'm
man,
just happy we don't have to talk about
this
the
has been
Nets
another
podcast
episode of
today.
I Got Next podcast. Everybody have a beautiful night.